And Rolf, you can introduce yourself also, but Rolf was also one of the founders of Opera Software, and took a lot of that experience and founded a new company, or working with a new company, which he's going to present right now.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're on.
I was not one of the founders for Opera Software. I wish I was, but I came in '99. Actually, what happened was that I went to one of these first .com events, First Tuesday, where everyone, all the investors with the money were there with green badges, and people applying for jobs, they had red badges, and those with the good ideas, they had blue badges, and you walked around and you mingled and you did all the networking. And at that very first event in Oslo, First Tuesday, in fall '99, there was this tall, dark guy on the stage talking about this strange company called Opera Software. And he was up there, and I've been working for Microsoft for some time, so I knew very much about Netscape and Microsoft Internet Explorer, and this funny Norwegian with this Norwegian browser. But then when he was up there, he pulled up PDA. A PDA is actually a smartphone without the phone actually. so it's just smart. And what you could do there is to keep your calendar there. That was basically what you did. You carried it around. And Jon said, in the future, there will be more people connecting to the internet over these kinds of devices than over the computers. This was in '99. This was very early, because at this stage, no one believed that you were able to get internet on mobile phones. But Jon, he knew that he could do it. And I was thinking, you know what? That's kind of interesting. And then he kept on going. And my vision with Opera is to give internet to all, because in developing countries, they cannot afford a computer, but they can afford one small device like this. So internet for all, great vision. And I said, you know, that's an interesting guy. I went over to him, I talked with him, and 2 weeks later I was working for Jon von Tetzschner. At that time we were 12 people, and I was the first Blårus to work in that team, which was a great time. We grew the company and had some serious good time together. We worked a lot, as any other startup is doing. But after 12 years, the fun was not there anymore. The company was 800 people. We were having 250 million users all over the world. And in fact, people were accessing the internet over their mobile phones and not their computers. And last year, everyone knows that there are more people connected to the internet over phones than on computers. So Jon had a great vision, and working with people with a great vision, that is really what it takes. Yeah, this one is working. Yeah. So then I left the company. Or I told the company I was going to leave. I was going to do something else. I didn't know what to do. But the same day that I told Opera that I was going to leave, there was a knock on the door, and there was this Frenchman standing on the door and said, "Rolf, I heard some rumors that you might be leaving Opera. Take this iPad. There is a math game on it. Play it and see what you think." And I played it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and I looked up at Jean-Baptiste and said, "You know what? It might be a great game, but there is no math here." And he said, "Exactly." And he said, "You know what? If you can teach kids math without them knowing that it's all about math, we have some pretty amazing stuff. And we're going to change the world on how people are being taught mathematics." That's a great vision. So a few weeks later, we were working together. We established the company together, We Want to Know, which is the name of the company, based on Jean-Baptiste and another French guy, Patrick, who is working in Paris. And it's a good story. Jean-Baptiste, he came to Norway because he met this beautiful Norwegian girl. He started working in corporate finance for 12 years. 10 years he was in corporate finance. His kids started school. He came into the classroom and said, "You know what? Nothing has changed in this classroom since I went to school." And in real life, nothing had changed since his granddaddy went to school in Vietnam. Same thing. You had the blackboard, you had the teacher, you had the desk, the books, the pen and the paper. Everything was the same. Nothing had changed. He said, "I want to change it. How can I change it?" So he quit his job as corporate finance guy. He started working as a teacher at Elvebakken. And for 4 years, he was trying to find out, what can I do to make people learn faster and more efficient and have more fun? I want my kids to enjoy learning. And that's what he came up with. He came up with a game called Dragon Box, the one he showed me. Yeah, this was supposed to be, but nothing has changed. Here is supposed to be a very good video. I'll show you, I'll tell you how the video is, because we didn't get it to work. I was too late with everything. But it starts out with, we are asking 20 people in the streets, can you please solve these equations? And you see all these people, they cannot understand, they don't understand anything. These are grown-up people. And then we show a short video about Connor. Connor, he's 4 years old, and he's solving the same equation in DragonBox. Amazing. He has no problem doing it. It takes him like 4 seconds to solve it. He's 4 years old. He's not supposed to do this. He's not supposed to solve these equations before he's 15 or 16 years old. That's kind of interesting. If we can make that happen, and that's back to what you said, how can these kids learn all these games without even reading the instruction book? So we launched the product in Norway first. Very interesting. We got a good story in Aftenposten. It became the most sold app in any category in Norway. It beat Angry Birds. Beating Angry Birds is something that is interesting. So then we went to the US and told Wired magazine that, you know what, there's a math game beating Angry Birds. So we got a good story in Wired and a lot of other American magazines. But it's kind of interesting. Suddenly, people started to look at it. We haven't spent 1 krone on marketing. We tried to talk with journalists, but most of all, we're talking with kids and talking with parents, and tried to get the parents really to present this to others. So what is really driving us every morning is that we get emails from kids, parents, and teachers every day. They're coming in and say, thank you for helping my son. Thank you for changing my life in classroom. Because this is the way it works today in school, is that you're 12 years old, you're having math, the teacher puts up something on the blackboard, and he says, Peter, can you come up and solve it? And Peter is 12 years old, he hates this, he doesn't know how to do it, and he is not able to do it. He has 24 other kids seeing that he's not able to do it. He will go back and he will hate math. And he will go home and he will say, you know what, I don't like math. And then his mother will say, you know what, I understand you because I didn't like math when I was young. And his father will say, yeah, I flunked in math. So it's like, people have that kind of relationship with mathematics. And in reality, mathematics is just another game. It is. You can solve it in many different ways. So if you use game-based learning, if you use the technology that is out there that no one is using, kids will learn at their own speed. And there will no other people in the class will laugh at you because they're not able to solve it on the blackboard. We won different awards. 4 different awards all over the world for being the world's most innovative learning tool. This is this small Norwegian. I remember the first one we got was in Los Angeles. And it was like, this is the big Oscar. And the winner is DragonBox. The thing was, we didn't know, we hadn't heard about it, so we were not there. So, but that's when it started to take off. So we have got some articles around. Okay, just try to sum it up. The only thing I like to say is this is all about youth and what youth can do and how they will drive the future. My take is, if you're young, you're probably tough enough to have a vision that where you really think you're able to change the world. Because when you grow up, you don't dare to have that kind of vision. But when you're young, you can have that vision. And the fact is, you are also able to change the world. Maybe it's just a small thing. But if we are able to change the world when it comes to teaching mathematics, I think we've done a great job. But it's a long, long way to go, I promise you that. Thank you.
Very good.